Welcome to the Canon in 5. We take the most reputable books in history and distill them for you. Every video covers one chapter, explained in simple words through 5 key points. Here is what you need to know from today's reading.
You know that feeling, right? You work so hard, you make these big plans, you chase after something you think you want, and then you finally get there and it just feels empty. It's this weird paradox where you achieve a goal you chose for yourself, but it doesn't bring you that joy you were expecting. So why does that happen? And how can we use our freedom, our free will, to choose goals that actually lead to a happy, fulfilling life? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. Okay, so let's dive right into our first key point. The solution to this whole dilemma has a name. It's called the self-congruence model, and it's all about making sure your goals are in sync with your true self. So, what exactly are self-concordant goals? Well, to put it simply, they're the goals that bubble up from deep inside you. They're not about what your boss wants or what you think will impress people on social media or what you feel you should be doing. No, these are the things you chase because you find them genuinely fascinating or because they connect to what you truly believe in at your core.
Now, the easiest way to figure out if a goal is really yours is to ask one simple but powerful question. Why? And your answers will pretty much fall into 2 camps. On one side, you got your autonomous reasons, the I want tos. These come from inside. But on the other side, you've got controlled reasons, the I have tos. These are all about guilt, pressure, or needing someone else's approval. And believe me, knowing the difference between these two is the secret to this whole thing.
Let's move on to our second point. Because choosing goals for the right reasons is so much more than just a nice idea. It actually kicks off this incredibly powerful positive chain reaction that researchers call the upward spiral of well-being. Here's how it works. When you pick a goal that's self-concordant, you're plugging directly into your own internal power source, your own motivation. That means you put in more effort and you stick with it longer, not because you're forcing yourself, but because you genuinely want to do it. And naturally, more effort means you're way more likely to actually achieve the goal. And when you succeed at something that truly matters to you, bam, that's when you get a real lasting boost to your happiness. And get this, the data on this is crystal clear. Just look at this chart. It shows the change in well-being people felt as they made progress on their goals. The difference is just staggering. Progress on a highly self-concordant goal gives you 3 times the happiness boost compared to a goal that isn't really yours. It's like a happiness bonus you get just for choosing wisely from the start. So what this all boils down to is a powerful double benefit. It's a total win-win. First, you're setting yourself up to be more motivated and more likely to succeed. And second, when you do succeed, the payoff is so much bigger and more meaningful. You really can't lose. Okay, this all sounds pretty straightforward, right? So it begs a question, if this is so effective, why do we so often pick goals that don't make us happy? Well, our third point dives into the psychology behind it all. And it turns out there's a kind of civil war happening inside our own heads. This quote just absolutely nails the problem. The part of you that logically sets goals, your conscious, planning brain, can be completely out of touch with what you really deeply want and feel. It's kind of like the CEO making huge company decisions without ever checking in with the people who actually do the work. Modern psychology often breaks our thinking down into these 2 systems. You've got system 1, which is your gut. It's fast, automatic, emotional. It's where your authentic feelings are. And then you have system 2, your mind. It's slow, logical, and verbal. It's the part that makes the pro and con lists. The problem is, our logical mind often sets goals based on what we think we should be, without ever stopping to ask our gut what it actually wants. So how do we get the mind and the gut to finally start talking to each other? Well, that brings us to our 4th and most practical point. There's actually a simple little trick you can use to listen to your inner self and make way better choices before you're too far down the road. The technique is basically to rate before you select. It's super simple. Before you officially commit to a new goal, just pause, take a breath. For every goal you're thinking about, ask yourself that magic question. Why would I do this? And then really listen. If you start hearing those controlled reasons, words like should, have to, or feeling guilt or pressure, that is a massive red flag. That's your gut, your system 1 sending a warning flare up to your conscious mind saying, hey, this might not be the right path for us. And finally, for our fifth key point, let's just zoom all the way out and look at the big picture here. Because honestly, this is about so much more than just being productive or checking off a to-do list. Choosing your goals wisely is a deep, creative act of deciding who you want to become. This famous quote is perfect for this. The map is our conscious idea of who we are, the story we tell ourselves about ourselves. But the territory, well, that's the real you, the whole, complex person with all your feelings, needs, and hidden potentials. And a lot of the time, the map we're using is old and out of date, and it leads us toward goals that just don't fit the real territory of who we are today. You see, every single time you choose a goal, you're using your free will to become the architect of your own life. When you pick self-concordant goals, you're not just trying to get something done, you are literally sculpting a life that is a truer, more authentic expression of who you are. It's a creative process. And yeah, sometimes it means you have to be brave enough to throw away your old map and draw a new one that actually matches the amazing territory you're standing on. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. Take a look at your biggest, most important goal right now and ask yourself, why? Is the map you're following leading you to a destination you truly want to reach, or is it time to draw a new one?